Good morning, small business community. This is Leland McFarland with Small Business Trends, and you have arrived at the Small Biz Spotlight, where we like to shine a light on some of the news, deals, and stories, questions that might interest a small business owner. So without further ado, let's get into the news. I'm going to share my screen. All right, here we go. So starting off with a little bit of news, we have a new NFIB survey shows a rise in industry-specific small business optimism. A recent survey by the NFIB shows a rise in small business optimism across various industries, bringing a sense of hope amid ongoing challenges. The NFIB's latest report indicates that overall optimism reached 99.3 this January, marking an increase in confidence among small business owners, although the construction sector has seen a decline. I don't get why. I'm seeing a lot of construction in my area, and it's a small area, but with all these data centers going on, there's a lot of good business within construction that, personally, from what I see. But they're in the industry, they know a little bit better than I do, I guess. Not even I guess, they do know better than I do. According to Holly Wade, executive director of NFIB's Research Center, 68% of owners rated their business as business health as good or excellent, up 5 points since October. However, 62% reported issues with supply chain disruptions. Interestingly, the manufacturing sector showed the most optimism, posting an index of 103.8, thanks to improved sales expectations. On the other hand, the construction industry faced challenges, with its optimism index dropping to 103 due to reduced hiring plans. 103 is still a pretty good number, although if it's dropped, it's dropped, and that could indicate a trend. Labor quality remains a pressing concern for many construction businesses. Meanwhile, retailers are the least optimistic, with an index of 95.2, despite a rise in sales expectations. In contrast, the service sector saw a boost in optimism, matching the overall index. It's very interesting, and I love that they broke it down sector by sector. This gives you not just like the whole economy, the whole job, business section, optimism as a whole, but gives you what's really going on sector by sector. How are construction, how is manufacturing doing? And this would allow to be able to kind of see, if you're in that sector, is this going to affect me as well? So I like it. I like that, optimism overall is going up. That's just a good indication that the economy's on at least a good track. If you think otherwise, let me know. Put it in the comment section. So the SBA Inspector General and USDA Inspector General signed data sharing agreement to strengthen fraud detection and enforcement coordination. So in a bid to strengthen defense against fraud in federal programs, the U.S. Small Business Administration and the U.S. Department of Agriculture have announced a new data sharing agreement. This significant collaboration aims to improve the detection and investigation of fraud, ensuring taxpayer dollars are better protected. The agreement was established following a meeting in Los Angeles where officials emphasized the need for agencies to work together to safeguard public funds. SBA Inspector General William W. Kirk highlighted that fraud schemes evolve rapidly, making it essential for agencies to respond quickly. The data sharing agreement will enhance communication, allowing both the SBA and the USDA to spot potential fraud more quickly and facilitate law enforcement efforts in holding offenders accountable. This partnership benefits small business owners who rely on trustworthy government programs. With improving information flow, agencies can more effectively identify risks and allocate resources. USDA Inspector General John Walk noted that modern techniques, data, and technology will be used to ensure greater accountability. While this agreement promises a more secure approach to fraud detection, small business owners may still face challenges when reporting fraud or navigating the bureaucracy. It's vital for them to stay aware of potential scams, as fraudsters may change tactics in response to new oversight. This is very important, and it's very important to small business owners due to just the fact that when fraudsters are taken out of the pool, there's more money available for small business owners. There's only so much money out there in the world. And if we can find new ways to find these people who are committing fraud, all the better. That way, when a legitimate business comes in and wants to apply for funds, grants, loans, those kinds of situations, the money's there. It's ready for them to be able to be used instead of the fraudster. I'm all for this. I love it. I'm really surprised that this isn't more of a thing, that government agencies aren't sharing data between each other in order to be able to capture fraudsters more easily and effectively. I just would have thought that this would have been 101. It's like, we're all part of the same government. Let's share the data. But I digress. It's government. It's bureaucracy. They're slow. I get it. Next up, Uber is getting into flights. So Uber unveils air taxi service with Joby, revolutionizing urban travel. Uber has announced its upcoming air taxi service, Uber Air, in partnership with Joby Aviation. And if I said this wrong, please feel free to correct me. This all-electric air taxi service will allow users to book flights through the Uber app, potentially changing how businesses manage logistics and transportations in cities. Joby Aviation plans to begin carrying passengers later this year in Dubai, and Uber Air could significantly improve the way that we think travel is connecting air taxis with traditional Uber rides seamlessly. Small business owners will benefit from an easy booking process, allowing them to organize their entire journey with just one tap on the app. The air taxis from Joby can hold up to 4 passengers, offering comfortable seating and incredible views. Safety is also a top priority, as certified pilots will operate the aircraft, and the design ensures reliability and minimal noise pollution, making it a friendly option for urban environments. While these taxis can fly up to 200 miles an hour and travel 100 miles on a single charge, small business owners should be aware that the regulatory hurdles that must be cleared before services in the U.S. Include extensive testing by Joby, but it's underway. But the final rollout will depend on meeting the required certifications from the FAA. So it's not available in the United States, so don't just go thinking, oh man, I can get right from the airport, heart of New York within a couple of minutes. You still got to get like a private helicopter and be like a billionaire. And if you notice in this little screenshot, they didn't show a price. So I'm kind of wondering if this is really expensive. But I am all in favor of expanding the way that Uber is kind of expanding their offerings. When I was in New York, I took the shuttle option. It was a lot cheaper, but it was a little bit more limited. It was $20 to get from the airport to Midtown instead of $100 to go from the airport directly to my airport. I did have to walk a couple of blocks, but overall, it was a good experience. It took a little bit longer, but in order to save $80, it was worth it. And this looks like it could be a potential new option, especially if you are in a hurry and you've got the money to be able to pay, to be able to have a quick trip from the airport or from one location to the next. I like it. Final news story. Second generation of Square Register delivers more speed, power, reliability to the neighborhood. So I don't usually do product announcements, but this one, I think it deserves it because it has been almost 9 years since the last Square Register came out. And so being able to see the new product come out, I like seeing that. Square has announced an exciting upgrade to its popular payment system with the launch of its second generation Square Register. The new countertop point of sale service focuses on improving performance, reliability, and user experience to help small businesses operate more smoothly and handle busy sales periods more effectively. The original Square Register debuted in 2017 and quickly became popular, especially among food and beverage sellers, due to its dual screen design. Last year, 62% of high-earning food businesses used it to enhance their service. The new model offers a more powerful processor and faster operations, up to 40% quicker, allowing for speedier transactions and better customer interactions during peak hours. Very important. You don't want your register bogging you down. Durability is another key feature. The new Square registers can resist spill, dust, making it suitable for hectic retail environments or chaotic restaurants where liquids and drinks are often there. Its design also helps it to withstand the daily wear and tear of are typical in a busy setting. The device integrates seamlessly with Square's point-of-sale app, adapting to various business needs from coffee shops to breweries. Users have praised the upgrades, with numerous testimonies noting improved service speed and customer satisfaction. So I like that, one, they're not coming out with a new model every year. But I do like that they're finally at the point to where they're like, okay, our old model, it's just not, we do need to upgrade it. And it was 9 years later that all of a sudden they're like, okay, let's get something new out there, something a little bit better. But it speaks volumes that the old one was still being purchased, even though it was 8 years old, almost 9. People were still purchasing it. That's what I love to see. I mean, within the last 8 years, I have bought 4 vacuum cleaners. They have broken down, and it's good to see a product that is good for the long run and that you can use without having to purchase upgrades every year, especially a point of sale service system. Those things are expensive. I get it. That's what I got for the news. Up next is the deals. I'm going to do something a little different this week. Instead of some deals, I couldn't really find that many good deals. We're in kind of like a little bit of a lull. I'm going to show you 2 sites that I use a lot when it comes to finding deals myself. The first one up is AppSumo, and it's appsumo.com. And here you could find a lot of really good software for a lifetime price. And so instead of spending $20 a month, you can actually buy the software, the app, and be able to have it for the lifetime of the product. I'm not going to say your lifetime, because I've bought lifetime products before, and then after 5-10 years, they've bankrupt themselves or they're no longer there in service. You got to watch out for that. Expect that maybe one of your purchases may not go the distance, but there are a lot of good apps that come on this that I've purchased that have gone the distance and are still going strong, and I have utilized my purchase 10 times over. One of them was a service called Minvo, and it allows me to upload a video and it'll cut it down into little shorts and put in music, put in captioning, all those kinds of things. And I bought it for $150 or something like that, and it has lasted. I mean, I've gotten my money's worth out of that. And they do improve a few of the features as you go on, and you get to benefit from those improvements. And another one that I got was Vista Create. And I think that there's a little partnership between that whole side of the business and AppSumo. So I get why this kind of came up. And so if it ever comes up again, I would jump on it. Vista Create is just like Canva, maybe not as feature rich, but I was able to get a lifetime license for Vista Create on a Black Friday deal, and I've used it quite a bit. I don't know if I've gotten that much out of it because I'm I'm comfortable with like Photoshop or Photoshop clones that are free on the internet and are just a little bit easier to access. But for certain situations, I do like to go into VistaCreate and use it. The next site I like to use is dealnews.com. I have been using this for around 20 years. They've constantly given me really good deals, and they have a few ads, but most of the site is affiliate link provided, so that they don't deal with ads, but they do give really good deals. And so if I'm ever and this is more for like laptops, computers, clothes, office equipment, that kind of stuff. I've seen a few desks. It's a really good place if you're like, oh man, I really need to get a computer. Let's see what's on sale here. And then I've found some really good computer deals. I've found some really good deals on TVs. It's a really good place if you want to be able to supply your business with something, and you don't want to pay much. So those are the two sites that I've got: dealnews.com, AppSumo. Go check them out. Save a little bit of money. On to the next section, some stories from Reddit. The first one up from former founder 12. Tried going off the grid for 5 days to see if my business could run without me. Spoiler alert, it couldn't. Saw someone mention this concept recently, and it stuck with me. Can you leave your business alone for a week without it falling apart? I own a metal fab shop, been running it for over a decade. I always told myself things were pretty dialed in. Good crew, solid shop floor supervisor, repeat customers. So I tried it. I told my team I was going off the grid for 5 days. Didn't even make it to day 3. By Tuesday afternoon, my supervisor called because a customer changed specs on a job mid-run and nobody knew how to handle pricing adjustments. Wednesday morning, my office manager texted me a vendor invoice that didn't match the PO, and she didn't know who approved the original order. That was me. I approved it verbally and never documented it. Turns out I am the process for about half the things that happen in my shop. Not because my team is bad, but because I never wrote anything down. It all lives in my head. Now I'm spending the next 6 months documenting every process I touch. Not because I'm selling tomorrow, but because I realized if I get hit by a bus, this whole thing falls apart. Has anyone else tried this? How long did your business actually last without you? This is definitely something that every business owner needs to do if they have a team that runs the business. Making sure that you, as the owner, don't need to be there. This is vitally important for any kind of industry, unless you are like said linchpin, you are the person that the clients want to work with. And even at that point, you need to find a way to separate yourself from the business, just in case, you get hit by a bus. You want to make sure that it's all there tomorrow. I like what he's saying. He's writing down every process, but more importantly is making sure that those team members who came to you about a problem know how to fix those problems. So yes, write it all down, make sure that the process is there, but also go in and train them on everything that you do. It's like whenever you touch something, you have your person right next to you learning how to do it. You do something, they're doing it as well. That way, they're getting on the site training and they know how to do it the next time. That way, within 6 months, hopefully, your business is ready to go, and you don't have to, you can take that week off, you can take that vacation and know everything's going to be taken care of. I finally raised my price by 40% after 3 years of undercharging. I lost 30% of my clients. Revenue went up though. Anyone else been through this? I run a small service business. digital marketing, social media engagement. For 3 years, I was charging rates that I set when I had zero experience and was desperate for any clients I could get. Last October, I finally did the math properly. After accounting for my actual hours, software costs, taxes, and the fact that I didn't give myself a raise in 3 years, I was effectively making $14 an hour. That's rough. For work that requires real expertise. So I sent an email to all 22 of my clients explaining that rates are going up 40%. That's going to be a sticker shock. Starting January. I gave them 3 months notice. I was terrified. Here's what actually happened. 7 clients left immediately. Most were the ones who haggled on everything and sent the most revision requests. So no loss there, I guess. 2 clients negotiated a smaller increase, which I agreed to. 13 clients said some version of, honestly, I'm surprised you weren't charging me more. The result, I went from 22 clients at low rate to 15 clients at a higher rate. My monthly revenue actually went up about 12%. But here's the real kicker, my workload dropped roughly 35% because the clients who left were the most demanding and the least profitable ones. This is something that every business has to go through. It's the problem of raising prices. Restaurants have to do it. They have to raise their prices when it comes to the food in response to increases to wages, increases to food costs, all those kinds of situations. Usually you don't hit people with a 40% increase. What would have been good is at year 2, 10% increase, 20% increase, whatever you need to be able to do it, and then slowly get people up there. You don't want to do it too often, but you want it often enough to be able to pay yourself the stuff that, the rate that you need. You don't want to be working for free. But kudos on you for actually doing it, and it was a gamble. It could have come out way worse, but if you look at your clients and you go, no, they love me. I could probably do a 40% increase. Go for it. Oh, there was more. I'm now working fewer hours, making more money, and actually enjoy working again because it's not about being underpaid. The part nobody tells you, the clients who complain about pricing almost never get the value you do. The only ones who value your work will pay because they understand what they're getting. 3 things I wish I knew before. Your first clients are not your forever clients. True. The people who hire you when you were cheap and unproven aren't necessarily the ones who will be with you as you grow. Undercharging doesn't just hurt your bank account, it attracts the wrong types of clients. Very true. The bargain hunters are usually the hardest to work with. Give plenty of notice and transparency about why. Don't apologize for charging what you're worth. Just explain the high value. Has anyone else gone through this? So again, applaud. Good job. You did what you needed to do, and you got some good results out of it. All right, 6 months later, competition's still eating my lunch, and I'm losing my mind. Starting to lose my mind. I can't get enough leads. I have a website. I pay SEO. I have real results and some popular search terms, I'm guessing. I'm often the first viewed results. I even got a week of free radio ads. Yet another business in my area, which aren't that old, 5 to 10 years, are getting leads on a multi-daily basis. Of the 5 main competitors, 3 don't even have a website, advertise in any capacity, etc. I don't have any negative reviews either. Is 6 months just not enough to be known yet? I know their leads because my business is very network-based and know of their success. I'm lucky to get 2 to 3 leads per month. Lucky, this is just a side venture for me, but still it's feeling a bit disappointing. So to me, they didn't say what the industry is, but to me, this seems to be like an industry that doesn't heavily rely on SEO, on websites, and potentially more on word of mouth, on networking, on face-to-face sales. And you may be trying to sell something in the wrong way. It may be more advantageous of you to go to, and again, I'm not sure if this is a B2B, if this is a business to customer kind of situation. And so it's kind of hard to kind of evaluate what's going on here without knowing a little bit more. Because if it's a B2B kind of business, you might be like, like web development or something like that. I could see going up to businesses and talking to the secretaries and saying, hey, do you need a website? Here's my card. Or going to networking events. That's usually, from what I'm seeing, that's probably the best way. And so for any business out there, you need to find the best way to be able to talk to your customers. If you're not getting the results you need through a website, through SEO, through email marketing, or anything like that, you need to be able to find how your competition is talking to the customers and be there too. If you can do a better product, soon word of mouth is going to be on your side and you can be able to close deals more. But if you're just going, well, I put out a website, I put out SEO and nothing's happening, well, that's not where your customers are. Go where your customers are and talk to your customers. Audited our swag closet and we've wasted over $2,000 on stuff nobody wanted. Here we go. Did something painful this week, went through our supply closet and actually priced out everything sitting there from past swag orders. Branded polos from 2014 in sizes nobody claimed, hoodies in a color that looked completely different in person than it did on the vendor's website, even shirts from a company retreat that was 2 years ago, tote bags from a trade show we don't even attend anymore. Total waste, over $2,100 for a small business. That is not nothing. Posting this partly to vent and partly because I'm curious on how other small businesses handle this. Well, this is, I guess, a $2,000 learning experience. That's the stuff that no one wants when you go to these events and you hand out little tchotchkes. Work on the stuff that actually works and only reorder when you run out or you're running low. That's the best way to go. One of the best things that I've ever got was a letter opener. And I know that people, that's just a letter opener. It was this little plastic thing. You used it to open up the letters. It was always on my desk. I lost it. I broke it. I don't know. It's no longer here and I'm very sad. But it was a nice little letter opener with the business's name right on it. I always had it around and it's very useful. Little squishy balls, little fidget toys, tchotchkes, they're not going to have the staying power. But something like a letter opener, something that's useful to your customer, that's going to stick around and it's going to be something that they're going to be grabbing up really, really quick. That's all I've got for you today. If you liked this, please hit that like button. It really helps. And if you want to hear more, there's always that subscribe button. And if you wanted to tell me, no, that's not how you do that, that marketing advice that you put out, that's all wrong. This is what needs to happen. There's a comment section down there. We're here. I'm here. I'm doing this every week, Thursdays. And if you want to hear it again, you want to come back, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. But for now, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.